exciting career pathways that each discipline offers. Through an engaging panel discussion featuring distinguished industry experts from diverse fields, we hope to provide valuable insights that will empower students to make informed choices about their future and embark on their engineering journey with confidence. Engineering is not merely about acquiring technical knowledge. It's about nurturing curiosity, developing innovative solutions, and creating a meaningful impact on society. To all our aspiring engineers joining us today, you start at the threshold of an exciting new chapter. The decisions you make will shape your academic journey, professional career, and future contributions to life. We hope this webinar serves as a guiding light, helping you discover the branch that aligns with your interests, strengths, and aspirations. Once again, I extend a heartfelt welcome to all of you and wish you an enriching and informative session ahead. I extend my warm welcome to our esteemed dignitaries, the visionary leadership of Vidyalankar, and all the participants joining us today. It's honored to have our distinguished guest with us today. For the panel discussion, Geeta Babaria, CTO Medical Practice, Capgemini Engineering, Dr. Tej Pandey, Matrix, the UTSS AI Consortium for Human Wellbeing, Sushant Samre, Senior Software Engineer, Google. We have with us Dr. Sangeeta Joshi, Principal, VIT, Dr. Varsha Bhosle, Vice Principal, Dr. Saurabh Mehta, CEO, Dr. Uday Kashik, in charge First Year Engineering Department, Professor Meenakshi Gangula, Department Academic Officer, First Year Engineering, Dr. Rugved Devekar, Moderator, Professor Rucha Kulkarni, and all respected faculty members who have graced this occasion by their presence today. A warm welcome to all of you. At Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, we are committed to fostering meaningful collaborations between academia and industry. Today's panel discussion is another step in that direction, bringing together distinguished experts to share their insights and guide aspiring engineers towards informed academic and career choices. It's my honor to introduce Dr. Sangeeta Joshi, Principal of Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, Mumbai, a distinguished academician with over 35 years of experience. She is a PhD from IIT Bombay and accomplished researcher and an inspiring leader committed to excellence and innovation in technical education. I request Principal Madam to share her views in today's guidance webinar. Over to you, Madam.
Namaskar. Thank you, Professor Leena. Good morning and a very warm welcome to all engineering aspirants and parents who are joining us today for this guidance webinar on first year engineering admissions organized by Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, Mumbai. At VIT, we strongly believe that education extends far beyond acquiring engineering knowledge. It is a transformative journey that nurtures students into competent professionals by equipping them with right toolset, developing the essential skill set, and cultivating the right mindset, which prepares young learners to become innovators and leaders of tomorrow. With our strong academic foundation, industry focused curriculum, and emphasis on holistic growth, we strive to create a scholarly environment where students think creatively, innovate confidently, adapt to changes in the technologies, and hence can explore their full potential. It is truly a pleasure to welcome you all as you take an important step towards shaping your future. Choosing the right academic path after your junior college journey is one of the most important decisions in a student's life, and having the right guidance at this stage can make all the difference. At Vidalankar Institute of Technology, we are committed to providing that guidance along with the opportunities, mentorship, and support needed to help you build a successful future. Today's webinar is designed to help you gain clarity about engineering admissions, understand the scope of our BTech programs, and explore career opportunities in emerging and high demand fields. We hope this session will answer your questions, your doubts, and provide a valuable direction as you plan your next step. It is also my privilege to acknowledge and welcome our esteemed invited experts who bring with them a wealth of knowledge and industry experience. We are honored to have with us today Ms. Geeta Babaria, Chief Technological Officer, Medical Practice at Capgemini Engineering, as a biomedical expert panelist whose insights on industry trends and technological advancements will be invaluable for our students. It is a matter of immense happiness for us that our VIT alumni are reaching great heights in their chosen careers. We warmly welcome our own alumnus, Dr. Tej Pandit, an AI research scientist at Matrix University of Texas, who will share his expertise on artificial intelligence applications and semiconductors. A warm welcome to our second alumnus, Mr. Sushant Sumbare, technological lead and senior software engineer at Google, who will share insights on futures of IT careers. I thank our distinguished speakers for taking the time to join us and guide aspiring engineering aspirants. Their perspective will certainly inspire and empower participants to make informed decisions. I encourage all participants to engage actively, listen carefully, and make the most of this opportunity. On behalf of Vidalankar Institute of Technology, I wish you all a highly informative and enriching webinar ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam, for briefing the audience about the information, which is really important and definitely it will guide our engineering aspirants. I would now request Dr. Miki Barua to brief our attendees about the various initiatives, practices, and programs of our institute. Over to you, Miki ma'am.
Very good morning to all. Let us first share the presentation. Very good morning and a warm welcome to the guidance webinar on first year engineering admissions 2026-27, which will unravel career possibilities of engineering streams after 12. Engineers don't just build things, they build the future. I am thrilled to see among the attendees of today's webinar, future of our nation, eager to explore the fascinating world of engineering. Congratulations on reaching the milestone of successfully completing your plus two after 15 years of school life. Now is the start of a new phase of life. It is a critical juncture. To realize this dream, there may be many questions in your mind, such as where should I pursue engineering from? Which branch of engineering? What will be my job prospects? All your doubts regarding admissions will be resolved in today's guidance webinar that Vidya Alankar is facilitating for engineering aspirants and their parents. Let's go through the various parameters which one should consider whenever we are talking about the institute's selection and the branch of engineering in that institute. When you wish to travel to a new place, don't just go with the flow and hop on the first available flight, do you? Once you are clear about your destination, meticulously plan your journey, you read reviews, you decide on which local spots to visit, you interact with the experienced tourists in your circle. In short, you take informed decisions. When it comes to the question of selection of institute and what parameters of the college you should consider, let's look at the bigger picture. First and foremost, you should be clear about your interests and career goals. Secondly, find out whether qualified and experienced faculty are there. Look into the infrastructure, amenities, whether the labs are well equipped, what are the placements, internship, and the higher education opportunities like best practices the college is following regarding the pre-placement activities. Aspect whenever you are selecting a college is about the affiliation and accreditation of the college. Accreditation is an important tool as it shows that the college is already certified by a national agency and has gone through stringent quality measures. Centrally appointed experts meticulously inspect all processes and reputed quality assurance bodies certified the college. That accredits the entire institute. PA is program specific based on internationally accepted parameters. Affiliation is also important whether the college is affiliated to approved universities recognized by AICTE. Since let's look at the example of Vidyanagar Institute of Technology. Established in the year 1999, VIT is an autonomous institute approved by AICTE. It is credited with an A plus by NAC. I feel proud to share that when we got accredited during the year 2019, wherein NAC was in the revised accreditation framework, our score was India's third best, and we were the topmost in Maharashtra. Additionally, you will find that all our eligible undergraduate programs are accredited by National Board of Accreditation or conferred by the UGC in the academic year 2022-23, and our curriculum is NEP compliant. I would also like to quickly mention a few awards which this institute has received. Internationally acclaimed Design Share Award for its architectural excellence. We have received the Best Institute of the Year, Thought Provoking Leadership Award by CSI TechNext Global Academia and
You lost your voice, man.
sorry for the technical glitch. Let's come to the selection of the branch. The lens on branch selection.
Vicky
What
ma'am,
are
sorry to
the
interrupt. Your voice is
career
breaking completely. Maybe
opportunities
you can try switching off the video and we can go ahead with that
future
because
scope?
it's not audible.
How curriculum of the college is it in sync with the industry? Here also, you need to take a well-informed decision by seeking advice from career council, alumni, industry professionals. Okay, because even your voice, we could. Is it clear now?
No, ma'am, your voice is breaking up really badly. So maybe you want to switch off your video if the connection is not that good.
Okay, I'll switch on my video.
Yes, I think, Miki, please switch off. Please go ahead now.
Yeah, now is it okay?
It's okay now. Please go ahead.
At VIT, offer, at VIT, we offer 5 undergraduate programs: information technology with an intake of 180, computer engineering with an intake of 180, electronics and computer science with an intake of 180, electronics and telecommunication engineering with an intake of 60. VIT also offers post-graduation degree in MMS and MTech and PhD in engineering programs. At VIT, you get an opportunity to study the latest trending and futuristic courses which Industry 4.0 requires, such as AI, ML, AR, VR, IoT, DevOps. College years will be some of the best years of your life, and I'm sure all the parents here will agree with me on this. Teacher of what is in store as a student of Vidyalankar Institute of Technology. VIT's mantra is Vidyalankar Universe, and all our initiatives revolve around the learner centricity and student delight hold great significance in everything we do. Being conferred with autonomous status by UGC has been an opportunity for us to implement new avenues for student development. VIT offers flexibility in academics and allows students the freedom to choose what works best for them. The synergy of our curriculum, pedagogy, and evaluation equips our students with the right tool set, right skill set, and right mindset required to achieve professional success. Let us have a look at the tool set VIT is offering. Clean and green campus with modern infrastructure that grooms global citizens. On the academic front, every classroom is air conditioned and has interactive smart boards to make learning and engaging process. Moreover, lecture capture recording facility allows students to revisit and revise lectures for deep learning. Beyond academics, the recreation center and well-maintained playgrounds are alternate places of learning sportsmanship. Labs are said to be an engineer's second home. That is where all the application of concepts learned in the classroom happens. VIT has well-equipped labs to stimulate the spirit of innovation in young minds. Machine and deep learning lab, artificial intelligence lab, lab, design and prototype lab, AR/VR lab, IoT lab, to name a few. Our efforts are directed towards holistic development of learners. Research suggests that the left brain is associated with critical thinking, logic, analysis, reasoning, and problem solving. Moreover, we also provide opportunities to students to develop right brain capabilities such as creativity, emotional intelligence, empathy. All of us do not have equal talent, but all of us have an equal opportunity to develop our talents. We do this by offering a wide platter of curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular activities. Like IIT Bombay's Shailesh J. Mehta School of Management, CDAC, NISM, and L&T Training Academy. Through these educational outreach initiatives, students avail these courses completely free of charge. I'd like to share that 100% of VIT students have bagged internship opportunities in prestigious organizations. To sensitize students to societal needs, courses like design thinking and social internships are included in the curriculum in collaboration with NGOs. Here are some glimpses of our students' enriched learning experiences. To help students gain exposure to technological advancements across the globe, VIT has organized international edu tours to Germany, Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea, and Japan. In June 2025, a contingent of VIT students along with faculty mentors had a memorable technological and cultural immersion in Japan. Our focus on developing knowledge, skills, and attitude, along with the right tool set and appropriate skill set, it is necessary to build an agile mindset in our learners. We do this through continuous comprehensive evaluation, and we ensure that students progress on their learning path. On the co-curricular front, there are many professional bodies like Google Developer Students Club, CSI, IEEE, TEDx, wherein students organize and engage in technical activities. Here are some glimpses of technical co-curricular activities wherein you can see students actively building drones and robots. After striving so hard to build technical capabilities, students need to have fun also. Yes, my friends, make sure you create lifelong memories during your college life wherein you get to flex your wings and explore. The mantra is simple. Study hard and party harder at VIT. One way would be to participate in Friday Pathshala and get your fun ka acha dose saal bhar. Showcase your hard-learned classical talents, shake a leg and groove with celebrities like Priyanka Chopra, Ranveer Singh, vibe at concerts with Amish Mishra. Look here, you can get to play a air hockey, pool, PS5s, and jam in the karaoke room in the popular Hangout Recreation Center. After ensuring that all our students enrich their profiles on the curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular fronts, which help them to develop as team-shaped engineers, with focus on breadth and depth of technical learning, you can see some of the outcomes of an educational experience at Vidyalankar. The transition from being aspirants to evolving into competent professionals is indeed a rewarding one. Our students have won accolades at the national level by bagging Smart India Hackathon Awards, Tantra Vihar Inter-Collegiate Project competitions. Outcomes can also be seen from the lens of placements, higher studies, and entrepreneurship. VIT students are recruited by major organizations like Google, TCS, GE, Capgemini. Those who opt for placements get all possible training and support to get well placed. Here's a look at some of our alumni who are working at top companies. Here's a glimpse of some of our star alumni who are making waves in India and abroad. Some prefer to pursue higher studies and to go to IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, IIMs, Johns Hopkins, and Stanford University. Those who wish to set up their own startups get all the support they require. Under Mission Unicorn, currently more than 25 projects are in incubation, backed by a strong team of international venture capitalists, and 7 are functioning as full-fledged startups. With this overview of VIT, bid adieu and wish you, all my dear students, a spectacular engineering journey ahead. I and my colleagues hope to see you soon in our VIT classrooms. Best wishes. You can scan the QR code displayed on the screen to access the admission inquiry form. Thank you to all participants.
Thank you, Mickey Man, for sharing information about VIT. Now we'll commence the panel discussion with our esteemed guest. The moderator for this panel discussion is Dr. Rugved Devdekar, Associate Professor in the Department of Information Technology at Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, with over 2 decades of experience spanning academia, research, and industry. Dr. Devdekar has made a significant contribution to teaching, learning, and development and technology-driven research. His areas of expertise include artificial intelligence, deep learning, and intelligence systems, with several research publications to his credit. Let me introduce our panelists. Our first panelist, Geeta Babaria, a distinguished technology leader with over 28 years of experience in digital transformation, innovation, and technology leadership. She currently serves as Chief Technology Officer, Medical Practice, Life Sciences, and Healthcare at Capgemini Engineering, where she leads technology strategy and innovation for the healthcare sector, while also leading the IoT and connected products portfolio. Over the course of her illustrious career, she has led transformative initiatives across healthcare, automotive, manufacturing, banking, insurance, and enterprise software. Her expertise spans artificial intelligence, IoT, digital transformation, product lifecycle management, agile methodologies, and management consulting. She holds an executive postgraduate program in strategy and finance from IIM Kozhikode and an MBA in operations research. We are privileged to have her here with us to share her valuable insights and experiences. Our second panelist is Dr. Tej Pandit, alumnus of VIT, an accomplished AI research scientist and currently working with Matrix, the UTSA AI Consortium for Human Wellbeing. Dr. Pandit is a researcher specializing in artificial intelligence, computer engineering, and web development, with a strong focus on developing innovative AI solutions for real-world applications. He earned his PhD in artificial intelligence and electrical engineering from University of Texas, following a Master's of Science in Computer Engineering from Rochester Institute of Technology and Bachelor of Engineering in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from Vidalankar Institute of Technology. Throughout his academic and professional journey, Dr. Pandit has demonstrated excellence in AI research and technological innovations. His expertise is further reflected in several prestigious certifications. Our next panelist is Mr. Sushant Sumbre, a seasoned technology professional currently serving as a senior software engineer at Google. With over a decade of experience in software architecture, system design, and enterprise application development, he has worked with the leading global organizations across domains such as banking, finance, media, automation, and e-commerce. His expertise spans software engineering, cloud technologies, system design, data structure, and algorithms, and scalable application development. An alumnus of Vidalankar Institute of Technology, Mr. Sumbre brings a wealth of industry experience and valuable insights into the ever-evolving world of technology. We are delighted to have you here with us today. So we can start panel discussion. Over to you, Rugved sir.
Very good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Leena. First, let me just have some confirmation whether I'm clearly audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Respected college authorities, my esteemed panelists, dear students, parents, and my fellow colleagues, a very good morning. I welcome all of you to today's guidance webinar on engineering admissions, and specifically to this panel discussion. Choosing an engineering course is one of the most important academic decisions for students after their class 12. It is not only about getting admission into a college, but also about choosing the right branch, understanding the future career opportunities, preparing for counseling, and making informed decisions without unnecessary pressure. Today's panel discussion brings together experts from academics, admissions, industry, and student life. Through this session, we are not only going to cater or going to answer some complex, crucial questions, but we will also try to answer some common questions like which branch you should choose, what should you know before the counseling, what skills matter beyond marks, and how can parents support students during this process. Dr. Leena has already introduced in detail with all the panelist members. We are very privileged to have Ms. Geeta, Dr. Tej, and Mr. Sushant with us as our expert panelist members. Even though they are from the variety of the experience of the different domains, but as a matter of practice, we have rather designated Ms. Geeta as a biomedical domain expert, Dr. Tej as an electronics and EXTC domain expert, and Mr. Sushant is computer IT domain experts. So with all of your permission from the panelists, I would like to start with the first question. Should we?
Sure.
Please.
Okay, thank you.
Excited about this.
Yeah, same here. So see, basically you all come from the very domain, as I said, and your career paths are itself very inspiring. So I would rather request all of you to first give a brief insight about your career path and the branch that you are specialized in. Maybe we can start with Ms. Geeta.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Rugved. My journey, to say the least, has been very, very interesting over the last few years. I started out with a BSc in botany and chemistry, if you can imagine. So I'll just say one thing. Whatever you study, make sure you lay the foundation really well, because that is what allows you to chase your dreams, like I did. I started out with botany, chemistry, and zoology. I picked up computers as a tool to enable research in biotechnology, cancer research and other particular areas. While I was headed for a master's and leading to PhD in biotech, life kind of presented different particular choices, and I kind of entered into the computer field, where I have kind of worked for over last more than 30 plus years, right? And out of those 30 plus years, 20 plus years have been in the engineering field. And over the years, just to put things in context, I mean, all the electronics and technology experts and AI experts will be able to relate to this. When I started out, we had a 9-inch floppy drive. If anybody can even imagine that, you probably don't see those in museum anymore. Today we talk about, and my first computer had less memory power, less compute power than my phone today. Okay, so you can imagine how much the technology has evolved. You can imagine how long AI has been around. We have been talking about AI since 1942. Obviously, I was not there at that time, but people have been talking about AI since 1940s, and we've come a long way since then, right? So one thing that has really worked well for me is the ability to learn and keep up with trends and technology. The speed at which the technology is evolving, the speed at which things are changing, what I learned today almost seems to become obsolete tomorrow, right? Earlier, I mean, I kind of have presented this case, if I go back into the history and look at how long did it take a technology to gain the first lakh users. If I date it back to telephone, the first lakh users to adopt a telephone would have taken about 5 years, 5 to 6 years. Today, reaching a lakh users takes just about 3 hours for a viral app or a viral video, right? So that is the speed at which things are changing. That's the speed at which things are being adopted. And the technology has become so pervasive that it has impacted our daily lives in such a way that we don't even realize that we are using IoT or AI or augmented reality or whatever. We use Instagram, Snapchat, we use filters, we use Zepto or last minute delivery miles. We use the online payment kind of scan a code to pay the money. These are the real technology innovation that have been kind of made possible due to a confluence of different particular technologies represented by all the three people here. Let me go back to the example of biomedical engineering. When I was growing up, the only way a doctor would be able to kind of figure out what different particular parameters are would be to go ahead and measure everything. Today, doctor has at his fingertips, or a person has at their fingertips, all the vitals of a person simply because that person is wearing a smartwatch, right? So I can get SpO2 concentrations, I can get heart rate, I can get the number of steps, I can get, the at least a 2-lead ECG if you're wearing a 1-lead ECG, if you're wearing a Apple watch or even a Samsung watch, you'll still be able to get blood pressure and the heart rate from that. So technology and phone in your hand are becoming not just a tools of way of communication, but a tool of diagnosis, enabling better healthcare outcomes, and enabling better health. My journey has been interesting because I have been a part of this growth journey at every single point, from that brick very heavy brick kind of a mobile telephone to sleek mobile today's, which are why am I focusing so much on mobile? Because mobile is becoming a device that is not just for communication, but it is becoming a diagnostic tool in the hands of doctors. It is becoming a healthcare app, a healthcare companion for people. It's just transforming the way we conduct our daily lives. So, and my journey has reflected that entire growth journey over the last 30 years, from writing code in COBOL or BASIC to kind of not writing code at all and let AI do all the coding. But does that mean that I don't need to understand the fundamentals? All I'll tell you is what you study today, the fundamentals that you study today are going to be absolute must for building a better particular product or building a better career tomorrow. I hope that puts my entire journey into perspective. Thank you. Over to you.
Geeta. And we appreciate that you actually had seen both the extremes from the beginning of the technological advancement to the extreme. So very rightly said that you obviously have to lead a very well foundation of your career you have to respect the roots and you have to keep the pace with the changing world. Rather, I move on to the next panelist, Tej, Dr. Tej. I guess you can go with the same thing, that is your career path, which will be very inspiring, and the branch you are specialized in.
Absolutely. So thanks again for having me here. And my career path was actually more streamlined. It was a very curiosity-driven career path. Right from the time I was in school, I liked physics. So I always knew that that field had the most number of open questions and unanswered questions. So I decided to see what all fields there were in physics, like mechanical engineering and electronics engineering and telecommunications engineering. And every time I looked at a field, I was like, okay, maybe I understand something. I look at machines and I was like, oh, I think I understand how they work. But then someday I decided to open a circuit board from, I think, a radio or one of the toys that I had. And I saw this big black chip on there. And I could stare at it for 10 days or 20 days. And there was absolutely zero idea about it. It's a complete black box. And I had no clue. And I would have spent my whole life not knowing what was in there. And so I decided to take electronics engineering so I could figure out exactly what those chips contain. And that's how I decided to choose electronics engineering here at Vidyalankar. And I don't regret it, because that founded one of the best foundations I had and allowed me to touch a little bit of computers and a little bit of EXTC. It was really centrally located. After graduating from Vidyalankar, I did my master's in computer engineering, which is like the next step. It's a little different from computer science. It's like a middle ground between computer science and electronics engineering. And it allowed me to really focus on some advanced computer design technologies. And while I was there during my first semester, I was introduced to a professor who was working on early AI technologies. This was just about 3 to 4 years before the ChatGPT bubble came in and AI became something you hear everywhere and can't get away from now. So it was much before that. And I was lucky to get an idea of what AI was. And AI was extremely different from what we have today. It doesn't at all reflect the LLMs that we have today. They didn't say a single word. So yeah, this was a really developing technology at that time. And I thought I'd get into it. And I worked on it from a software perspective. And then joining this lab, they actually showed that there was more to AI than just software. So that allowed me to look at AI from both a software and a hardware perspective. And then I decided to pursue a PhD because I still didn't have all the answers to all the questions that I wanted. So it was hopefully towards the end of my PhD, I started getting some of the answers. But I feel like as Geeta ma'am perfectly hit the nail on the head over there, today the information is growing significantly faster than we can keep up with. So as many degrees as I get, it's still those many degrees short of actually understanding the field. So yeah, and once I was done with my PhD, I started working as an AI researcher, hopefully taking the field forward.
Yes, absolutely. So I guess all the students are listening, and I guess they're getting the direct tips. Even Geeta ma'am rather had explained the journey very well. Your journey itself is very inspiring. Same with Tej. I understood this in a very prompt way, that it's a curiosity-led journey that you had. And I guess that should be the case with most of the students, because if at all you nurture your curiosity, it is going to get into something really good. You can see all the students. He has done UG in electronics. He has done MS in computer engineering, PhD in AI, and now working as an AI scientist. So everywhere, what he said, curiosity-led journey is getting really proved. Thank you, Tej, and I hope it's going to be very inspiring for the students. Let's move on to
Thank you.
Sushant. Sushant, I'll just repeat the question. We would like to know about your career path and about the branch that you are specialized in. Yes, Sushant.
Thanks, Rugvesh, sir, for having me here. So I think totally inspiring journey, both Geeta ma'am and Dr. Tej. So I would like to tell you a couple of stories today. So this goes back in 2008 when I was exactly in the same shoes where all the students are trying to get admission into colleges, okay, trying to choose a stream and engineering itself. So in 2008, era was different. There was a housing market crash in US, and then the Great Recession followed, and there was so much uncertainty, about the engineering, about the IT, and even one of my relative told me like, "Oh, you are taking information technology or the computers," and then it's like so many, having so many doubts. But then, yeah, I always wanted to build something, give it into the software, and even and altogether computers I was always interested in. So I decided to hop onto that journey. I even recollect one of the incident when I was talking with the faculty, choosing the stream. So at that time, I didn't even know that information technology as a stream exists. So I just knew that it's a computer technology, and computer is where I want to get into. So the faculty told me, okay, why computer? Then I told like, yeah, I'm interested in the computers and then building things and all these things. So he told me, okay, the information technology is a different stream, and why you don't go into that? It's a completely emerging and new stream, and probably it's like a very interesting, but you will have to continuously keep on learning. That is something that you will need to put your efforts. And I was very much interested after hearing the what it exactly is, and then I took an opportunity and got into it. So what I would like to say to the students is that no matter what kind of a situation right now currently is, I know there's a lot of uncertainty around the AI and how AI is going to impact the jobs and everything. But ultimately, all these just are the tools that you can use to do your job like 10 times more efficient. Okay. So let's say initially the AI was just about the prompt engineering. You write some prompt, you get an output that you copy paste into a code, and then you make some code working. That was the level one. Now there was a level two where the vibe coding started. There was a new term, and then we can change all the files altogether. We can start building projects. We just use some prompt, some direction, and it starts to modify all the files and builds it automatically, also tries to deploy it automatically. Now there is a third phase where loop engineering is the term is coined, and what it is about is you just give a direction to the AI, like, okay, this is the output that I'm expecting, this should be the outcome, this should be the test that you should be performing, and then ultimately you will it will just keep on doing it. It will keep on building. It will see what is the output now. Is it matching with the expected output? No. Okay, I'll go back and keep on modifying the stuff. So for hours, it will do the same thing, and then probably you will get some really good output. So that's where the rapidly the AI is shifting. So my suggestion would be to all the students is like, irrespective of like, don't get feared by the AI. Rather embrace it with with full full efforts. The kind of engineering, so core engineering, that knowledge and that things never changes. That will never become outdated. So the entire 4 years that you'll be spending next in the engineering colleges, you'll have this great social community, great connections you'll be making. You'll be discussing great ideas with your peers, like-minded peers, and who are like equally excited about the technology and about what they want to build in the future. So what we have seen like 16 years back while I was doing engineering is completely different. That time AI was just one subject in that for entire 4 years curriculum, and now we see like where AI has reached. Similarly, the way you see things now are totally different. So what you got to do is you have to think for the next decade what is going to be. So you have to envision what is going to be there for the next 10 years, not like 1 or 2 years. And also, while going through the curriculum, you have to keep on checking what is the latest trends and technology that is happening in the market. Keep yourself in touch with the technology, and definitely I think you'll be shining in the future. I just want to give another story. One small incident in one of our Vidyalankar college. One class was there, and the professor asked us to come up with random ideas, form a 2 or 3 people team, and then showcase that, present that in a presentation format. So I recollect one of our friends. We decided to select an idea of a domestic help. So that one of my friend was rich, and he had all the domestic help support and everything at his home, and he thought like it's a good problem to solve. And we being all middle class, yeah, we hop onto that idea, we presented that idea, and I think even that small idea and similar to 10-15 different ideas were presented over there. Right now those are the $1 million companies right now. So if you see Urban Company or Snapit, those are like going into that domestic help space, which is completely unorganized, right? So I would suggest keep have a courage. That's something that AI can never emulate. Have the empathy towards users, towards solving new problems. Whatever you try to do, if let's say you are in a company and you get some project or idea, you always try to make it more 10x more efficient than what it is in a current state. If it is just a project, you make it more 10 times faster, 10 times more memory efficient. If it is at that stage, you make it more user experience, the UI make it more better. If it is at that stage, you make it more probably AI driven, having a natural language processing where user can just query something and get the output. You always have to think 2 or 10 times steps ahead of what it is currently now. So just focus on the engineering. The core engineering skills are never going to be outdated. That's my one simple advice that I would like to keep means live with. And yeah, that's what I would like to say. So thanks.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful, Sushant. I guess you've already had given answers to some of my questions further, which I had planned for. But wonderful, as your journey is very inspiring. You obviously highlighted on something that focus on what you want to build. I guess that's a very good, rather input to all the students. So understand what is your inclination, what you want to build, and work upon that. Putting efforts in understanding the new branches is really important. At the time of Sushant's first year of engineering, IT was new to him, and he understood what exactly is IT, what exposure he's going to get over there, and he has taken the decision of getting into IT. Similarly, at this time, along with IT, you have the other allied branches which are upcoming, which are new. So it is always good to put efforts in understanding what that branch is offering and then take the informed decision. And the last one, which he has hit into, that is ideas can make you big. So keep your eyes open, see everywhere, see what is already built and how you can improve it. And there is a lot of scope for you to go ahead. Thank you, Sushant. It was a wonderful experience that we got to know from your speech. Yeah. So moving on to Tej again, because you are more into academics, as you said, your journey after completing the engineering was more into academics. So what I would like to know is, as these are all aspiring engineers and they'll be in their first year. What skills should engineering students develop from the first year? So if you would like to add certain things on that.
Well, yeah, definitely taking from the points that have been spoken before, focus on your fundamentals. I mean, they will carry you through life. That goes without saying. And I think that's something you should be doing from school. But if you haven't, start now. There's never time too late to start focusing on those fundamentals. To give you specific, directions for which fundamentals you should focus on. So even though I'm from the electronics background, I will definitely tell you to focus on programming. It's a tool. Think of it as a weapon of mass destruction. That weapon that is programming will hold you, and it will benefit you no matter which field you go to. And I know AI will help you in your programming. You can use any AI tool you want to guide you, to help assist you. But do me one favor. I can't control which AI you're going to use, but do me a favor. Whenever the AI gives you an output, read the output which it gives you. Try your best to understand. Even if you didn't write it yourself, reading and understanding what it's written will hold you in good stead. and really solidify those programming fundamentals, because tomorrow, even if you're not writing the program yourself, you are evaluating what the AI writes, and that will be the next set of jobs that come into the market. So this is a very important skill, to be able to evaluate and understand your programming fundamentals. Secondly, work with hands-on, like hands-on knowledge will be very invaluable moving forward. As they know, most questions that they ask you previously, all these online interviews, they're all going to be pushed back in favor of all your hands-on knowledge and experience that you get working with your labs and in these labs which are provided at Vidyalankar. And I think those labs have grown quite a bit since I have actually attended college. So please be comfortable and go and poke at things and try different technologies. Get your hands dirty working with them. And lastly, do not do the bare minimum. Whenever someone gives you any work or project, try to go a little bit beyond the bare minimum which they've asked of you. That'll just set your own pace to be a little bit ahead of where everyone else is. And it'll give you that confidence that you can tomorrow do something more difficult and more challenging. Just by doing a little bit more every time, it'll give you that edge over everyone else. So this is good skills to have.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, thank you. So again, very rightly said regarding the AI coding and getting the AI support. Nowadays, there is a very vicious cycle that is happening, that whatever you want to do, you give a prompt and AI will make it for you and you use it directly. So you add a very important line that maybe I have termed it this way, that don't act like a postman when it comes to AI code, that you are getting something and you're delivering it to the other person, right? Rather, you should act as a very strong intermediator, where whatever is given by AI should be taken as a raw material. Maybe you polish it, add value to it, have your impression on that particular output, and maybe then only your worth rather would be counted. So very true, I guess, for first year engineering students, it's a very good advice, and this is what rather you should look upon. Thank you, Tej. I'll move on to Ms. Geeta. Geeta ma'am, that we know all that when it comes to engineering, the technical skills and all are given really a very lot of importance as such. What do you think, besides technical expertise, which non-technical skills do you believe are crucial for students to develop?
That's a really great question, because technical skills, technical abilities, one can pick up as we go along. But some of the non-technical skills that are really, really important are, again, these are also learned skills. It's not like you cannot learn these, but it requires a specific focus. And the top 3 skills that I would kind of put, I have in mind, or when I look for in a person that I'm kind of asking to join my team, are emotional quotient, or EQ, or empathy. How balanced is a person in terms of emotional maturity or EQ maturity? How ethical, honest, all of those great words that we kind of include are, I would kind of club under emotional maturity or EQ kind of
Geeta madam.
Is she audible?
Geeta madam, can you hear us?
Geeta ma'am, I guess there is some network issue with her. Yeah, maybe by the time we can reach back to Geeta ma'am, I would like Sushant to maybe add up, if at all you can add up to some of the non-technical skills. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. You may continue. Yeah, we lost.
I don't know why
in between.
I got disconnected for a few minutes.
Okay, it's fine. You can continue.
Okay. Yeah, and finally, as I said, communication skills are important. It's not just about any language, but both verbal, non-verbal communications are important. how you present yourself. Again, language skills are something that you can pick up, but refining your communication skills, being able to go to the heart of the matter and being able to present your views in a few minutes is going to be very, very important. I mean, you heard me. I've been rambling on for last 30 minutes, whereas the question was very simple and to the point. What are the top 3 skills that you want to talk about that are non-technical? And my answer should have been very simple, right? Emotional maturity, communication skills, and the ability to learn. That's about it. And those are the 3 things that are going to stand you in good stead over the years.
Yes, Geeta ma'am, thank you. Correct. EQ and empathy is something that is really, really important in today's era. Yeah, I was saying if Sushant would like to add certain things, maybe Tej, and maybe I'll add one more parallel question to it. If at all you can share your experience, how these non-technical skills rather helped you in, how exactly it has influenced your professional journey. Yeah, Sushant.
Yeah, I think having a versatile knowledge about different areas of a software domain helps a lot. So I would suggest students to, for every subject, you pay a good amount of attention to get the knowledge at a high level, have a clear understanding. You may not like all the subjects, maybe, but still try to put your efforts into getting a basic and high level knowledge. Because ultimately, when it comes down to, your career at a high level, when you go to a senior level positions, all this knowledge will help you to shine over there. So having a basic knowledge at the beginner, just for a coding perspective, will not help you a lot later in life. That's where the architecting, the designing, how you think, what can you think about a vision. If you're given a problem, can you think about what should be the next areas that could take this software into next level or a product into next level. So those things will only come back to you if you have this if you have seen those different kind of systems. So experience is one thing, and also the academic knowledge of having different uh, subjects will help you. Like, let's say graphics and virtual reality. Okay, that's one of the subject. Then the simulation and modeling, that was another subject. So at least there is something like simulation. You can simulate the stuff. So if you hadn't even known that subject, you wouldn't be thinking about that. So when it comes to a non engineering, the person would not be able to think about all those stuff, right? A person has to be really curious and really extremist to learn all these things by himself or herself. But then when it comes to academic knowledge, this will all come naturally to you. So focus on versatile knowledge on different subjects. Yeah, definitely, if you like something, go deeper into that, but definitely do try to get all the knowledge.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. Tej, moving on to you a bit fast, maybe what do you think is the role of certifications and online courses rather because now earlier rather it was not so prominently done, but over the years the things have changed. So maybe if you would like to add certain things about certifications and online courses in engineering.
So specifically certifications and online courses with respect to your field, they have changed over time, and I don't know if they've become more or less valuable, but I'll just speak to them from a job perspective. Definitely, if you are targeting a specific job, like you know exactly, hey, I want to work in Microsoft, or I want to work in Google, or I want to work in Apple, or I want to work in NVIDIA. So if you have a target industry or a target company in mind, definitely it's very valuable to have a certification. So for example, if I'm working for NVIDIA, or if I'm targeting NVIDIA, I would try to get a CUDA certification. If I'm targeting Microsoft, I try to get a C# certification. If I'm targeting Apple, I try to get a Swift certification. So these programming knowledges or those frameworks that they are specializing in, hyper specialized, those will definitely set you apart. However, the certificate itself is kind of not as important as the skills you learn while getting the certificate. So they will look at the certification as kind of, oh, okay, you have a certification, but it's more important that you be able to actually perform. They will give you a small task or ask you some questions, and your ability to actually solve through and understand that particular course that you've taken is significantly more valuable than the actual certificate itself. So yeah, I think that's the most important thing. And B, you don't have to do those certifications, but they kind of help, and they help you develop.
Exactly. So that maybe adds to what knowledge you're anyways getting from the curriculum, and it'll add more value to your profile as well.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Moving on to Ms. Geeta, your journey, as you already explained, is quite interdisciplinary, right? You've switched from you rather had a mix of experience, and you are used it for the betterment of the society also. So how important is interdisciplinary knowledge from your perspective, like understanding both hardware and software in the current, as per the current job market?
I would say it is mandatory. It's absolutely required. And without that, I mean, Tejas just pointed it out really well, right? You need, and I think Sushant also kind of mentioned it. It is the interdisciplinary approach means you have a broad base of knowledge. I think Dr. Mickey also referred to it at the beginning of the curriculum, right? She used a term called T-shaped engineer, right? And that is what interdisciplinary approach means to me. T-shape means I have a very broad understanding of a wide variety of subjects, and in-depth knowledge of one or two particular areas that I'm really good at. And that is what is required to be successful today. So as I think Tejas also said, it doesn't matter which particular discipline you go to, engineering, biomedical, or something, you will need AI, you will need computers, you will need vibe coding, right? So,
Yes.
yeah, in short, I think keep the curiosity alive and make your approach as broad-based as possible while maintaining in depth in one or two areas. So be a jack of all, but master of one.
Yes, absolutely. Wonderful, Geeta ma'am. So, yes, very truly said. And I guess you must be knowing, you all, I would rather add this again for the new aspiring engineering students, that as per the new curriculum, we obviously have something called as multidisciplinary minor. So we have MDM subjects where maybe a computer engineering student can also learn about the financial aspects, or maybe a robotics aspect or something like that. So as per the inputs given by you, it is really essential, and even the curriculum is taking care of that. So we have MDM subjects, we have organizational electives, which rather caters to the overall development of the engineering students. Yeah, now this maybe as we have to rather conclude, but this is a very important question, rather one by one. Rather, Tej, we can start with you, that what do you think are the changes expected in the next 4 years? So maybe the batch which is going to join now in engineering is going to pass out in, let's say, 2030. So what do you think, as per, generally people go to astrology person. So you being the experts of the domain are the astrologers for us. So what exactly this batch can expect? What are the evolutions that are likely to be there in the next 4 years?
Absolutely. And also, since I'm a pundit, I'm really well suited to predict the future. So to speak about the field specifically, I think definitely one of the greatest influxes that are going to take place right now, and you can see it taking place as we speak, is the influx of investment and development of the semiconductor industry in India right now. So I think the government and as well as the large corporations right now are really focusing on Make in India. And the one thing that we have not been able to make so far are semiconductor chips. This technology is extremely difficult, and the industry ecosystem required has a significant amount of investment and time that requires to set up these industries. And now the government and India as a nation is making those steps. So I think this is a great time to be an electronics engineer, where previous graduates were, forced into other industries after graduating or had to go to a different mission. If you are choosing electronics as a field or adjacent technologies, this is a great place to be right now in India, because you will be the first graduating batch that will be eligible for jobs in India for developing and designing semiconductor chips and actually seeing those products in your hand as they get made here. I will share a link in chat. I sent it to Ritwik sir, and he will post it to you guys. You can see the map. This is a map of all the different projects which are going to be that are taking place and being developed and set up in India right now. Some of them will be very close to home in Gujarat and Maharashtra with PSMC and Tata. So be really excited about this growth of the semiconductor industry, and you will have so many opportunities for work in this space.
And hello, Tej. Fortunately,
Yes.
we have in our college VLSI design as a track, as well as it is an honors minor program. So
Correct.
students would be having like a cherry on a cake, because they can take a program elective track as a VLSI design, and they can do honors also in a VLSI design to go into the depth of that T-shaped engineer. They can also find out the breadth by taking the another honors minor program. So that is the beauty of our curriculum.
Absolutely.
And might I just say one more thing to add here? I have to say that because I did study electronics here, I have to say the professors here their expertise in the field is so significantly thorough that I'm not able to match that today. And I hope I could remember everything that was taught in college. It would make me a much better engineer. So it's just kudos to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Tej. That's so nice.
Well said, Tejas.
Yes, thank you. Tej, really semiconductor industry is going to be the future. You rightly said that is the reason why electronics also now to be taken into consideration. We in computer IT branches also have a professional track of IoT. Rather, so giving you a mix of that. So there also rather the things are going to go well, because IoT is also now booming up in a really great manner. AI is there. So these are the things rather I guess the current engineering students should look at and should plan accordingly what exactly their inclination is and how they should go about. Yeah, Sushant, would you like to add for the same question?
Yeah, I think the semiconductor industry is something that takes time to evolve and set up and infra everything. So the next 4 or 6 years is going to be a lot of demand over there, especially in India, because we are still catching up with the US and other countries counterpart. We are still falling behind due to the economy is also falling, because some of the these Taiwan TSMC companies are bringing a lot of valuation to their countries due to the semiconductor demand that they are able to serve to the world. But then we are just getting started in that area. So yes, if you are having this kind of skill set, then definitely no one can replace you. I mean, AI really can't replace you. Someone has to physically, join this wires and everything. So yeah,
absolutely. So that's what, again, the bottom line is, as Geeta ma'am rightly said, multidisciplinary is something that we obviously have to look at. You cannot stick to a single domain, but parallel to that, again, she said one more thing very clearly, that you have to be master of something and then gain knowledge, so like a T-shaped skills and so on. See, now there is one question which is rather being asked by multiple audiences about the future placement scenario. Because first of all, how the things you look at maybe over next 2-3 years about the placement, because in next 3 years rather this batch is going to face the placements, and how exactly should we redefine the word placement? It is not only limited to the companies coming to the campus and hiring you, right? So there would be other avenues, other opportunities which are also present. So maybe Geeta ma'am, if we are going to take this as a last question, so we need to conclude. So maybe each one of you rather can spare one minute on this, that what about the future placement aspect and what are the other avenues, opportunities open for the engineering aspirants? Yes, Geeta ma'am.
So I will say that, the way VIT has redesigned some of the programs and the associations that it has with corporates like Capgemini is actually changing the entire scenario or entire approach to placements. It's no longer about a company visiting the campus, talking to a person for a couple of hours and then going back. The fact that from second or third year onwards, you have these industrial internships where people get to work in a corporate environment, where people get to understand how the discipline is kind of evolving over the next 3 years. What are the true needs of the world, the companies that are hiring, because now you're going and working with them. Now you're seeing how exactly your end customer is going to benefit, whether it is engineering services, whether it is, the semiconductor industry, whether it is VLSI, whichever stream that you take, you will have an opportunity to engage with your prospective employers while you study. That is, I believe, crucial differentiation between earlier placement approach, where somebody would come interview you and then take you. No, it's not just about 2 hours of interactions or appearing for an exam. That might still be a part of the process, but now the process has become much more mature, where you are actually getting hands-on with your prospective employee. You get a chance to demonstrate your aptitude, your skill sets, your energy that you bring to the job, and the differentiations that you can make. So please treat these internship opportunities very, very seriously, and please try and leverage the opportunities that VIT offers to the max. I personally have mentored interns from VIT in biomedical, in cross-disciplinary approach, and we have then absorbed those people as a part of our team earlier on. So no fresher training programs. They directly get to work with clients on their projects with, say, customers like Philips or GE Healthcare or Toshiba Medical or Canon Medical, and work directly on the next generation of the biomedical products that we're working on.
Yes, absolutely. Very true. So yes, that trend is now changing. Earlier, it was just 2 hours of a placement interview and you got the opportunity, you got selected. But right now, the internship is taken as a tool to evaluate the students more thoroughly and then given the pre-placement offers. Right? Yeah, over to you, Tej.
Yeah, definitely do not undervalue that internship opportunity. I unfortunately did not get a chance to do it, and I regret it. And I think the value you can get from that is significantly higher than studying internship. 1 hour in internship is worth 10 days in a classroom. So definitely something to think about. Additionally, I would like to just point out that in addition to your placements, there are a lot of other companies that are looking for students. And there's always 2 directions you can take when you take, graduate with a degree with expertise in a particular field. So there's always going to be core industries that focus specifically on what you worked on. So if you graduate with electronics, you'll be working on chip design companies or core electronics companies. But don't ignore the application-oriented companies, which are completely unrelated to your field, but they need you to work for them to develop the technologies that you have expertise in. So for example, if I'm an electronics engineer, you'd never think of me working for a finance company or for Mercedes-Benz or an automobile company, but they need electronics in all their cars, and the finance company needs electronics for all their servers. So don't devalue those. Look and, go into a broader section of application-oriented companies, and they give you great packages and great salaries as well. So it's definitely something you should also explore in addition to your core industries.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So again, it is not the single focus that one should have. There are a lot of other opportunities, various avenues which are present, which one should rather look at. As Geeta ma'am was telling, I would like to rather put it on record that Biomedical Engineering Department of VIT has rather signed an MOU with Capgemini Engineering. And through that, as Geeta ma'am said, that there is a lot of interactions happening and a lot of opportunities are getting created. So we are very thankful to Geeta ma'am, and she had played an instrumental role in doing that. Yeah, now let us conclude with Sushant's comment on this.
Yeah, I would just recommend students not to, just rely on the placements. Just get onto it. The initial, right now, the time from, ideation, from product idea to MVP is not into months or years, it's into weeks. So you could just think about an idea, get some customers, and, start the business, as simple as that. Just not just being the consumer of the software. Let's be a creator of the software from India and serving the world.
Absolutely correct. So again, it has highlighted the same point.
If I may,
yeah, please.
If I may, Dr. Advait.
Go ahead.
As Tej and Sushant both pointed out, the technology is there. You have access to great labs. you have access to great tools, you have access to great mentors, and mentors are going to make that difference, right? The professors at VIT, the internship mentors that you get, they are going to be the key to success. But as Sushant pointed out, the life cycle for a new product is kind of collapsing very rapidly. And if you have that bent of mind, if you have that particular urge to do something disruptive, go ahead and do it. You will find backers in corporates, you'll find backers in startup ecosystem. And so, yes, apart from placements, that is yet another option, which is being an entrepreneur. So don't be afraid to dream big, but do remember, to make those dreams come true, you have to wake up and work hard and make the best use of the tools and the labs and the facilities and the mentoring that VIT provides. Thank you, sir. Back to you.
Absolutely. Yes, Geeta ma'am, a very good way to sum up. Rather, that is what the different avenues are. When we talk about placement, it is not only one particular focus. So thank you all the panelists. Rather, we had a wonderful discussion, and I obviously very privileged to be the moderator of this particular panel discussions. I would at the end just would highlight the key takeaways, rather, which we can conclude from all this panel discussion. So for all my engineering aspirants, choose engineering only after understanding your interest, aptitude, and career goals. Do not select a branch only because it is popular. Understand what the subject involves and what is it in store for you. During counseling, research college carefully and avoid last-minute decisions. Placement is important, but skills, project, internships, and attitude matter equally. Parents should guide students, but the final decision should consider the student's interest and comfort. Engineering offers many opportunities, but success depends on continuous learning and practical skill development. I guess this would be the right way to conclude the panel discussion and the inputs that we got from the esteemed panelists. Again, thank you all, and thank you for providing me this opportunity to moderate this panel discussion. Over to you, Dr. Leena.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Geeta Babaria. Thank you, Dr. Tej Pandit and Mr. Sushant Sumre, for sharing your expert advice and letting our students know the various avenues that are open ahead. Thank you so much. Now, I invite Professor Rucha Kulkarni to brief you all about engineering admissions. Rucha Kulkarni, the Chief Operating Officer at Vidyalankar, a graduate in computer engineering from the University of Mumbai, and she has been an integral part of Vidyalankar family for last 22 years, with an impressive 33 years of experience in the education sector. Over to you, madam.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes. Very good afternoon, dear students. This basically, the session is on how to get best college with your CET percentile. Now, students, the process for engineering admissions has just begun. In a sense, the first phase has started. Of course, during the entire process, if you come across any query, do get in touch with us on our WhatsApp number mentioned out here. You can even mail us your queries at fe.adm@vidyalankar.org. Okay. So, students, the process has begun on fe2026.mahacet.org, and the major process, that is centralized admission process known as CAP, through which different types of seats which are filled in are Maharashtra state seats, which are available in all colleges, minority seats, which are there only in the respective minority colleges. Okay, even those seats are filled through CAP, for which, I mean, may it be the state seats or minority seats, the criteria, merit criteria is your MHT CET. Now, even all India seats which are there, say 15% of the seats which are in all unaided, that's private colleges, are filled through CAP, for which the merit criteria is JEE Main All India rank. And that's the reason now the process which has just begun, that is uploading of document, student must make sure that you even upload your JEE Main scorecard. Okay, it has nothing to do whether you have qualified for advance or not. Do upload your JEE Main scorecard, because with that you become eligible even for those all India seats in all unaided colleges. So with these all seats, actually, you participate for all the seats in CAP process, okay? For which you have to fill in one single online application form, the process which has just started, and it's there till 13th of this month. Only then after, the further schedule will soon come. That is when the CAP rounds are going to start, for which you are required to fill in online option form, okay, for the rounds that would take place 4 CAP rounds. Outcome of the CAP round for a candidate would be either a seat allotted or not. So I'm here to explain you or guide you how you will get a seat allotted. So CAP is the major process, but at the same time, that's not the only process. There is another process known as institute level process, which is applicable only to all unaided colleges. Now, this is independent process, means one can participate in both. Now, even for institute level admission process, the criteria is going to be CET, your percentile, and this process is decentralized, means you have to approach the colleges of your interest, okay, not in a centralized manner, means you can think of like, okay, these A, B, C, D are the colleges of my interest. So you need to approach and you need to fill the form. Now, this process will take place somewhere towards the end of CAP, because then the seats which will be filled in on the merit as per the students who have applied to that college. Now, the process could be offline, online, because it depends on the college how they need to proceed with those admission processes, okay? But as I said, the major process is CAP, and that is what now we are going to see today. So through CAP, you can aim to get into any of the colleges in the state, say government colleges. In Mumbai, you know that only 2 colleges which are government colleges, that's VJTI, SPCE, and of course ICT, that is a deemed university. But these are the government colleges. And now admissions in all these government colleges, 100% of the seats are filled only on the basis of CET, that is in VJTI, SPCE. And these all are Maharashtra state seats, means only for the state domicile students. Means all India seats are not available in VJTI, SPCE. Whereas ICT is an exception where 70% seats are on the basis of CET and 30% all India, but 100% seats only through CAP in all government colleges. Now, the unaided colleges, means when we speak about Mumbai, other than VJTI, SPCE, the other colleges are all unaided colleges. So may it be a non-minority college, like SPIT, Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, means where there is no reservation for any of the linguistic or religious minority. So here, 80% seats are filled through CAP and 20% through institute level seats. The colleges which are minority, unaided and minority, like say Thadumal, means the minority is for Sindhi, say DJ Sangvi, a linguistic minority for Gujarati, say a college like Don Bosco, or say Asabu Siddiq, where it's a religious minority. Even in these colleges, 80% seats are filled through CAP and 20% through institute level seats. So in short, you as a candidate, you are eligible to 100% of the seats, okay? So on fe2026.mahacet.org, the process for registration of application and uploading of required documents by the candidate has just begun, and the last day is till 13th of this month. Candidates, students, you need not wait till the last day, okay? So now you must start filling up your application form, and you have a choice. Either you can go for e-scrutiny or visit any of the nearest facilitation center to get your documents verified. With e-scrutiny also, you can get the verification done, and you will then receive your receipt cum acknowledgement. And students who do not have a facility to upload documents at home through your NET facility can visit any of the nearest facilitation center. Means the scrutiny centers, the list of such centers is available on mahaCET.org. Even our very own college, Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, is also functioning as the facilitation center. So this process you need to complete before this end date. So by that, the DTE would have the data of all interested candidates participating in this process. You are going, there are a number of students who have same percentile. So now the CET cell will prepare the list as per the merit, and the provisional merit list will be displayed on 15th. Now that's the time you can check your data, and if at all any grievances, you are allowed to raise that between 16 to 18th. With that, the final merit will be displayed on 20th of July. Merit means what? Each one of you are going to get your state level merit number. Now that merit number is the one you can always check when you are checking your feasibility with respect to your last year's cutoffs. So check your state level merit number. The girl candidate will also get a girl's state level merit number. This will just help you to understand, okay, where I stand in a particular group. Say minority candidates would get the minority merit number. The category candidates would also get their category merit number likewise. So this is just going to make you understand, my position in a particular group. But let me tell you, your state level merit number is the one which you need to check when you are checking cutoffs, okay, of previous years. So after this only, the CAP rounds are going to start. Even this year, the chances would be that we 4 rounds of CAP like last year. These allotments would take place in a computerized manner, means your presence is not there. You are required to fill in options, and the allotment would be, of course, on the basis of merit, but computerized. Even before the first CAP, the entire seat matrix will be available on the site, means all participating institutes for the respective branches, how the seat distribution is per candidature type, okay? Everything will be displayed on the site before the first CAP. So when the CAP 1 will start, you are required to fill in option form. Minimum 1, maximum 300 options. Now, when we say option, what exactly that option is? In simple words, it's a combination of the college and the course, but it is represented as a 9-digit code. Means when the CAP 1 will start, a student has to opt for, say, the branch of engineering you would like to study into and which college you are opting. So, say for example, you as a student would select that Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, Computer Engineering. So, when you select the college, the 4-digit code for the college get fetched. You don't have to by heart anything. So, course as computer engineering, a 3-digit code gets fetched, say 245. All colleges now run in a general shift. So, by default, the second last digit would be 1. And the last digit represents the type of seat. 0 means a general seat, whereas 1 stands for TFWS, that is Tuition Fee Waiver Scheme seat. Now, candidates who upload their income certificate, low income certificate, that's below 8 lakhs. So such candidates are eligible for Tuition Fee Waiver Scheme seats, which are 5% over and above sanctioned intake in all colleges. So in short, in your option form, okay, what will appear is a series of such 9-digit code when you select for a college and a course. Say, for example, 3139245510. It represents Vidyalankar Institute, Computer Engineering, General Shift, General Seat. Keeping the college same, you opt for some other branch in the college. Again, it's going to add on to one more option, say 3139372210. Some other college, say keeping the branch same, another option. In short, each college course combination is one option for you. And you are allowed to write minimum 1, maximum 300, right? A student who is eligible for TFWS will have last digit as 1. So 1T gets fetched, means you are looking out for a seat. And if that gets allotted, your tuition fee gets waived off. Okay. So basically, option is a college course combination, and you need to be ready with such college course combinations prior the CAP 1 begins. So keep these options ready on paper first. So when the CAP 1 start, your job would be only to enter the data. I will not speak much about the different types of branches of engineering, because when I say option is a college course combination, means the branch that you would like to select. Of course, you need to identify branch of your primary interest and even 2 or 3 allied branches. About the branches of engineering, already Mickey Madam has already said in her presentation, so I will not repeat. Similarly, about the colleges that you would like to select during her presentation and during the entire panel discussion, you all have heard about, okay, how the college would matter. And of course, you must list down the colleges which are acceptable to you. Because when you mention options, all the options should be acceptable to you, because as per your merit, what gets allotted, you are okay with it, okay? You just can't write the option in a vague manner, right? So identify the branches of your interest and the college that you would like to get into. Prepare such option list and see, you have to arrange those options. It's going to be your option form, students. These are your choices, okay? So no one else can fill it for you. A student may feel that, okay, I would be interested a particular college A, and I'm fine with the branches like computers, information technology, telecommunication, say electronics and computer science. So for him, the choice or the preferences could be college A with these 4 branches, then college B with these 4 branches, college C, means arrangement of options you could see here is college-wise. That's his choice. Some other student may feel that, no, I would like to stick to a branch that's computers, and my choices or preferences would be college A computers, B computers, C, D, E, but I can't go with computers to any X, Y, Z. Rather, I would go with college A, B, C, D, E with information technology. Let me tell you, there is no difference between computers and information technology, okay? So here the choice the student could arrange as branch-wise. I always recommend students that you should not blindly go with college-wise or branch-wise, but it should be on the merit of the option, okay? So you should say go with a college and which branch, then say a branch with the college likewise. So it has to be on the merit of the option. Remember, it's your option form. So your preferences are your own preferences. So you should not bother about what my friend has written, okay? Now you need to also check the eligibility. You already have your percentile with you, the best of the 2, right? So by this time, you must have already checked with respect to percentile, what are my chances of getting into which all colleges for the branches of my interest, right? Now, even on the mahacet.org, you get for last 3 years, for each CAP round, the cutoffs are available. But on 20th of this month, when you are going to get your rank, even with respect to rank, you can check the feasibility, and accordingly, you mention your options in your CAP round 1. Always remember, you should organize your options first as a dream, which may not be possible, but have them. How it would help will come at a later stage. I'll explain you. Then optimistic means maybe feasible I might get into, because you don't know how the cutoffs would change this year. And then, of course, the realistic means most feasible options. This is how you must categorize your options, okay, in option form. Remember, though the allotments are computerized, but these are purely on merit, okay? It won't happen at random. First, the form for rank 1 will be taken into account and his options would be searched, then rank 2, then rank 3, rank 4, likewise. So as you could see here, say after rank 1000, the form for 1001 would be taken into consideration by the program, and only then after will come for 1002. So say for example, the option written by 1001 at its 18th position is the same as what 1002 has written the topmost. See, fine, for him it could be the most preferred, whereas for 1001 it is at 18th position. Point here is, first the form for 1001 would be searched, and if there is a vacancy at 18th reference will be allotted to him. Na ki 1002 ka topmost hai to usko pehle jayega. Is that clear? So you need not bother about what somebody else has mentioned the option at which position. These are going to be your own preferences. Okay, who are going to create vacancy for you? The students who are above you on merit. Do you have any control over them, how they have to write their options? No. That's the reason you have to mention your options as per your preferences. When it comes to your option form as per inter se merit, your form will be searched in a sequential order. Okay, the options. Say, what is an option? Again, let me repeat, it is college, course, general shift, general seat. So nowhere you have to mention that, okay, I'm applying being a girl as a girl's quota, or I'm applying for all India seats or for minority seats. See, your candidature is getting confirmed now in this very first phase when you are uploading documents. And so on that basis only you are getting your merit ranks for the respective category. So in the CAP, when the allotment would begin, it will search in as per inter se merit when your form is considered. Okay, for the first preference which a student has mentioned, is the seat available? This is just a logic I'm explaining you. You are not going to see anything like this, okay? When the program would run, it's going to check this manner. Chalo, it's not second option. Is it available? No. Third, is it available? No. Point here is, समझो बच्चे ने खाली 3 options लिखे. What would be the outcome of the CAP? No allotment. So that should not be. See, in first CAP, you have all the seats available for all students. That's the reason when CAP 1 would start and you are allowed to write, minimum 1, maximum 300 options, make the most use of it. There is no thumb rule that how many options one has to write. It all depends on, okay, if my state rank happens to be single or double digit, I may write just 4 or 5 options. If it's more than that, 3 digit, 4 digit, I have to write maybe 15, 20, 25 options. Okay. Of course, nobody would go to 300, but you have to write, as I said, dream, optimistic, realistic. So coming back to the same example, chalo, third, it's not available. It will move on. The program would go for the 4th option mentioned by the candidate. Okay, now at the 4th, the seat is available. Search ends and the allotment would take place. Then after, if a student feels कि अरे मुझे तो 5th पे जो मैंने लिखा था वो चाहिए था, so better you take care of this prior. Means you must mention your options as per your preferences. Okay, so arrange your options as per your preferences. At the top, the most preferred, then next, likewise. Dream, optimistic, and then realistic. If you do not write any option, means you are not participating in round 1, that nobody should do. So you must participate in the very first CAP, writing options properly so that you get seat allotted in a very first CAP. And then what needs to be done? Say, in first CAP, the allotment would take place, and as per the schedule mentioned, on the day of allotment, you need to log in to check what is the nature of offer. If allotment to your option number 1 means the topmost option, in that case, that gets auto freeze. Means the best of the option that you have mentioned, you are allotted as per your merit, of course. So if that gets allotted, then the candidate is out from the further CAP rounds, but admission in hand. So That gets auto freeze means now you have to accept the offer, go to the allotted institute as per the schedule mentioned, pay the admission fees and submit all original documents. You are done with your admission and you are out from the further CAP rounds. Okay, that is only in case of the first option if gets allotted in a first CAP round. Now, to number of candidates, of course, majority of the candidates, the allotment would be option number 2 onwards, right? So again, you have a choice to freeze, but why one would? Because you have written better options, right? On top of it. So maximum of the students would not freeze, but you have to accept the allotted seat. So secure the seat by paying acceptance fees of ₹1,000 in online mode. Means you are securing that allotted seat and still going ahead in the further rounds for betterment. Clear? So this is how it happens in CAP round 1. Let me quickly tell you what happens as allotment takes place. जैसे कि first option allot होता है, as I said, that gets auto freeze. But maybe to any candidate when allotment happens to any of the option 2 onwards. Let's take an example. 7th option is allotted. Chalo, VJTI electronics. It is allotted to the candidate because it is mentioned at the 7th position and top 6 are already allotted to students who are above him on merit. So ye allotment aane ke baad, a candidate has to secure it by paying ₹1,000 and he will not freeze, but just secure and go with the next CAP round. Means you are allowed to go for the second CAP round. Is that clear? So ye ₹1,000 aapko bharna hota hai so that you are securing the seat and going ahead for betterment in the next CAP round. Now the CAP, before the second CAP round would begin, the entire vacancy position will be displayed on mahacet.org. In first CAP, number of seats would be allotted to maximum number of students on the basis of their option form and the merit. Almost all students would secure those seats and would go for betterment. Now, the seats which were not opted by students, or maybe some students who have rejected, means by not paying the ₹1,000 as acceptance fees, only those would be the vacancy seats. So round 2 onwards, actually these rounds are vacancy rounds, okay? So the entire vacancy position will be available and then CAP 2 would start. Students, you are allowed to edit your option form per round, but I always advise that in a very first CAP round, when you fill your options as per the preferences, and as I have said, then there is no need to change your options, right? Because you are just looking in for betterment in subsequent rounds. Now, when the allotment takes place for second CAP, and if seat gets allotted to any of the options between 1 to 3, now in second CAP, first 3 are mandatory. Means first, second, and third option, if any of these, if a candidate is allotted, then that gets auto freeze. Or if it is 4 onwards allotment, then a candidate can still go in for the betterment in the third CAP round. Abhi dekho, same example if I take, जो मैंने earlier slide में बताया, a candidate is allotted to an option number 7. So obviously a student has paid the acceptance fees and gone to the second round. Here, there are 2 possibilities that, okay, I'm still at option 7, fine, I'll still go with betterment for the third CAP. Or I've shifted upward, means better option is offered because there is a vacancy and my merit has allowed. So the candidate is shifted, for example, from 7 to, for example, to 5. Now, that is the time you do not have a choice. Okay, should I keep 7 or 5th? No, you are shifted to 5th, means 7th is gone. Clear? So your allotted seat now in the second CAP is the 5th option. You still can go in for betterment because it is to option number 4 onwards. Clear? You don't have to again pay any acceptance fees. That is to be paid only once. So now your secured seat is to option number 5 and you are still going with betterment for the next round. Remember, a student who unfortunately do not get any allotment, say even in first cap, gets automatically eligible to the second cap and so on. Okay. So after second cap, again, the vacancy position is displayed and the third cap would begin. In the third cap round, now, if allotment happens to be to any of the option between 1 to 6, then it is auto freeze. And if it is 7 onwards, then you can still go in for betterment to the final cap, that is the fourth cap round. This fourth cap is the final cap. Here, when allotment takes place, the seat that gets allotted is your finally allotted seat. So as per the schedule mentioned, you need to go to the allotted institute and confirm your admission. And then your college for first year engineering would begin. Now that's the time, if a candidate reject, then the only option is, because cap gets over by that time, then the only option is looking in for institute level seats, if any. Now, institute level seat process would start. I mean, every institute has started or would start getting the inquiries for their institute level seats. But at a later stage, the institute will prepare the merit list based on the candidates who are interested in that institute, and then the institute level seat process will take place. Remember, students who are interested in institute level seat process, but still cap registration is mandatory for them too. Okay. So students, this is all what I wanted to share with you. And you will get this entire information in our mission admission booklet, which is available on vidyalankar.org website. Even engineering college predictor is available. You can make use of the same also. And any queries during the process, we are there to help you out. Okay. So thank you very much and all the very best for your engineering admission process. If any query, I'm here to answer the same.
Yes. Thank you so much, madam, for guiding our students. So definitely it will help them. So the floor is open for the questions. We can consider a few questions. You can put it in the chat box, students and parents. Our experts will be happy to answer all these questions. I would like to add one more thing, that our institute, Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, is also scrutiny center with its number SC3139.
Yeah, I could see one question in the chat that, ma'am, can you explain whether we should go for a lower branch in a good college or a good branch in a decent college? Let me tell you, there is nothing called lower branch or a higher branch. Okay, Samarth? So all branches are good and scope depends on how well you do engineering. I hope you have already gone through or you were present during this panel discussion where we had the panelists from different branches. Okay, so there is nothing called a lower branch or a higher branch. So each branch is good. So, of course, I mean, yes, you should get into a decent college because that decides or how well you would pursue your engineering. And branch, you should go with your interest. But what you have asked is, yes, you should go to a decent college based on your merit. Okay. Yes. Any other question? Yes, someone has raised, okay. Other than ECE branch, what other branches are better? Again, I am saying in next 5 years, what would happen, we don't know. So let me tell you, the scope depends on how well you do engineering. And say in VIT, we have so many minor subjects also per branch. So the scope is in every branch. ACAP cutoff for VIT. Okay, that I mean the college can show. A cap in the sense what I'm not able to get in. For all the cap rounds, entire information is available even on the site.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. The question is to me.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
yes. Based on my CET score, can I straight away go and, for the, let's say, Vidyalankar and opt for any branch, institute level quota?
See, for institute level seats, I think the QR code also was shared. So you can fill in your details, and from the institute, then you will get the notification that when the process is going to start. So it all depends on number of students applying to college for institute level seats and how your merit would stand. But I would recommend you should also participate in CAP so that even through CAP, you can secure a seat.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I would like to add to what Rucha madam has told. Our counseling, you can fill up the enquiry form by visiting our website www.vit.edu.in, and the campus is open for counseling also. You can visit the campus, and as per the state CET cell guidelines, we will be publishing notices for institute level and ACAP rounds. So all the cutoffs for last year for various quotas are published on the state CET cell website. So you can please visit that. So you may get insights into it.
Okay, another thing I could see for biomedical engineering, see, a student did not have studied biology as a subject during 11th, 12th, okay? Admission to biomedical engineering would be on the basis of PCM CET only, but you need not have studied biology as a subject. It is absolutely not required, okay? So you can go ahead for biomedical engineering.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I have a doubt.
Uh,
Is there any separate application form for ILS seats that we have to fill up?
See, that's it. That is what we said. For institute level seat means what you have, if you are interested for IL seats in VIT, you need to fill in that form. If in any other XYZ institute, you need to fill those forms. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So, see,
ma'am, ma'am, where can we get that form?
It is there on VIT website also for our college, and even in the same session, the QR code also was shared. Maybe they can again share it out here so students can fill that form for ILC.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
it's like there will be difference for the fees, right? Like if we are appearing for the cap round, and then the cap round of fees, if my seat is get allotted, so there will be difference in the fees for cap round and institution fees.
See, for cap round, when you get seat allotted, the fees which is mentioned, or it is decided by the fee regulatory authority, it is to be paid. And for institute level seats, I think Varsha ma'am can just share some thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. With reference to the fees, I would like to add that state government approves the fees for every institute. So as per the policy of the state government for last year, they had kept a quota of 3 times approved fees can be taken from institute level students for all the colleges. This is not only for Vidyalankar Institute of Technology. And accordingly, for computers, we had decided the fees of 3.5 lakhs per year. For IT, it was 3 lakhs. And for EXCS course, it was 2.25 lakhs. For other two branches, it was 1,82,000. So that was the approved fee by the government, which we are able to permit. For this year, their guidelines are yet to be published and we are yet to receive our final fees. So based on the guidelines that we receive, the fees may be decided. But tentatively, the fees for all the students will be around 2 lakhs. And this is not the exact amount. It may vary. And for branches like computer, IT and EXCS, we may keep the same, or depending upon the guidelines, we may think of charging as 3.5 lakhs for computers, 3 lakhs for IT, and 2.25 for EXCS, somewhere around that. But finalization is yet to happen. Yes, that's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Varsha ma'am.
I just would like to add one more thing. Somebody had asked for the ACAP cutoff. My suggestion to students is that do not go by ACAP cutoff. There is as madam said, on state CET cell, every cutoff is being written. But in the ACAP, what happens? That is against cap. Those seats which are actually left vacant after the entire centralized admission process is over. So in that case, what happens? There are 1 or 2 seats in every branch may be lying vacant, and chances of having, I mean, those students who are coming, their percentage may be low or may be high. But do not go by those percentage as a cutoff percentage. It is highly unpredictable to find out how many seats are lying vacant and what would be the score of the students who would be appearing for the counseling round. So my suggestion to you is that you go by the cap round cutoffs. That is appropriate to understand rather than ACAP cutoffs. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. There is another question I could see by Yashika. Many people say that engineering degrees may lose their value. I don't know who all are saying this, but it will never happen. Engineering course will always be in demand. So I think you should take the words what experts say and not, I mean, from whoever you are getting such news that it will not be. So though AI and other things would come, ultimately, people who are going to make use of and like how to use it, that engineers would know. So definitely the need for engineers would always be there, and it's going to be always the most preferred, I could say, the degrees. So that is what I have to say. If someone has to add on it, please.
Thank you, Rucha madam, for answering most of the queries.
Yeah. Another one, sorry, there is one student who has mentioned about EWS certificate, so that yes, I mean, those who have got EWS certificate must upload, because in all colleges, there are 10% of the seats which are over and above sanctioned intake for EWS, okay? So you must, I mean, you have an EWS certificate, so you must, upload the same right now. I mean, during the document upload phase, so that you will get even EWS merit number, and you will be considered for those EWS seats when you fill your option form, because in option form you don't have to mention, there is no scope to mention which category you are from. As I again say, it is only college course, right? So definitely you must upload if you have EWS certificate. That will benefit you.
Ma'am, what is the fees for the seats allotted through cap rounds?
Means per college?
No, for VIT.
Just now, Varsha ma'am has said that.
Those were for ILS, right?
No. See, I think last year our fees was somewhere around 178. So this now, what is this year's fees? The college can just say it would be same or little higher. Varsha ma'am, can you just say for the cap fees for Vidyalankar Institute?
Cap fees last year, revised fees which we received were 1,82,000. But this year there will be still a little hike in that. It may be around 2 lakhs.
Okay.
But yet final fees are yet to be received. But tentative, these are maybe the fees.
Okay.
For computers?
Yeah. No, for computer, cap fees remain the same for all branches, cap and ACAP fees. For institute level, last year it was 3.5 lakhs. This year, it is yet to be finalized.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
One more question is about if I get category seat in spot round. I don't understand what is a spot round. Okay, you won't get any category seat in a spot round. Category seat one would get allotted only in cap.
No, Rucha, I would like to add
yeah.
some information
Yeah,
to
sure,
this question.
ma'am. Yeah.
Basically, what happens once the cap rounds are over, the first A cap round that we do, wherein actually the cap seats which are lying vacant with a seat tag of maybe SC, ST category, or maybe physically handicapped, maybe whatever the seat tags are, defense category. So actually, we do first round with those seat tags. So any beneficiaries, if aspirants are there with these seat tags, they definitely get benefited with those seat tag seats. So in the first round, if nobody is coming from that category, then only we allot it to the open category or general category. So definitely the first opportunity and benefit is given to the respective category students. And if they are not turning up on the counseling round, that is the first round immediately after the cap round gets over, then only we allot those seats to the open category or general category.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to add to this, the benefit is decided based on the eligibility of the candidate, even for ACAP.
Okay, another
So
question.
what Varsha madam said is, I'll just elaborate on that. Although they get the seat, but I mean in the ACAP, although they get a category seat, as per the government of Maharashtra rules and regulations, the benefit of scholarships against those categories, for example, SC scholarship or SC freeship. So it is based on those rules and regulations only. They may get a chance to get the admission against that seat tag, but they may not get the benefit of those scholarships which are there for the CAP students. That is restricted and constrained as per the rules of the government of Maharashtra.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, a student has mentioned that what about income certificate? Do you consider income certificate instead of EWS? See, EWS certificate is for EWS seats, okay? Whereas income certificate, I mean, you mean to say the low income certificate, if you have, you are eligible for TFWS, and even then with, I mean, being a girl, producing that income certificate, your tuition fee also will be, gets waived off. Right, Varsha madam, if you could just throw light on this.
Yes, that will be applicable depending upon which quota you get admission, whether it is CAP, ACAP or institute. For CAP, you may get the benefit if all other documents required along with the income certificate are in place and they are valid. Otherwise, for ACAP and this, you may not get that. IL level rounds, you may not get that benefit. Okay?
Yes, thank you, Richa madam, for handling most of the questions. As we come to the close of this insightful webinar, I would like to propose vote of thanks. I extend my sincere gratitude to our distinguished panelists, Geeta Babaria, Dr. Tej Pandit, and Mr. Sushant Sumre for guiding our students with valuable advice on engineering branches and the academic opportunities. I express my sincere appreciation to our respected principal, Dr. Sangeeta Joshi, for her inspiring words and constant encouragement. Our heartfelt thanks also go to Dr. Miki Barua for presenting the vision, strength, and academic excellence of Vidyalankar Institute of Technology. A special note of appreciation to Dr. Rugved Devdekar for seamlessly moderating today's panel discussion and making it engaging and interactive. We are equally grateful to Professor Rucha Kulkarni to brief all about engineering admissions. My sincere thanks to all the faculty members, staff, and the organizing team whose dedicated efforts behind the scenes ensured the smooth and successful conduct of this webinar. To all our participants, their parents, thank you for taking time to join us today. We hope this session has provided you with meaningful insights to help you to make informed decisions about your engineering journey. We are delighted to invite you to our offline engineering admission seminar on 11th July at Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, Wadala, Mumbai, where you will have another opportunity to interact with our faculty, experts in person. Before you leave, kindly request you to share your valuable feedback by filling out the feedback form. Your suggestions will help us to continue to organize meaningful and enriching sessions. We will share the link in the chat box. Once again, thank you all for being a wonderful audience. We truly appreciate your presence, participation, and we look forward to welcome you to Vidyalankar Institute of Technology. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.
I'm putting the link in the chat box.
Thank you, everyone. Nicely conducted. Thank you, Tej.
Thank you so much.
Geeta ma'am and Sushan.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ma'am.
Thanks so much for
Thank you so
having
much.
us.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye.
And now, bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.